Prior to creating the curb returns at this particular intersection, we're just going to quickly review what we have done with the existing road string. We're going to go up to the design data form and click anywhere along the alignment of our existing road, which is this alignment here. You can see that we've applied a template called existing road. Okay, so we're just going to quickly review how that looks. Now, you don't have to go to the ribbon to open the template editor. We can click on any one of the headers in the data entries area, and then you'll see the Open Template Editor button down the bottom of the form. If you do not have your existing road template being presented to you on screen, you can just go to Select Template, scroll down the list, and you'll see Local Existing Road within the list. This is the same shape or road shape that we have used for Road 1, but the template only exists on the left-hand side of the centerline. The critical thing we need to note is the inclusion of the LETW code. If we're going to create curb returns between two road strings, there needs to be one common code between them to enable the connection. And by default, the ETW code is used. After we've created the curb return, we'll show you how you can change the default code that is used. But it's important to note that between these two road strings, we have one code which is the same. The others may be different, but that does not matter, as long as we've got this one consistent code between the two. Click on Cancel. It will ask you, do you want to abandon any changes? Well, we haven't made any, so click on Yes. Close down the design data form. Now we're ready to create our curb return. So we're going to go up to the Network Strings pull down. So Network Strings will only work with road strings. Click on the curb return button. All you need to do is hover and left click somewhere within the region shown, and the software will automatically pick up the fact that we have two intersecting road strings. When we do this, we'll get a little marker over the north side of the intersection, and the curb definition form will be presented to us. So this form has hover graphics on the right hand side and some help down the bottom. So if at any point you're not entirely sure what part of the form is doing, you can always refer to the right hand side of the form. We have default curb naming. In this instance, we are going to call this curb 1. The report underneath is simply telling us what are the two strings that are connecting here. So we've got the main road, existing road, and the side is road 1. Underneath that, we can go and provide a template. Now you'll notice that the template for this curb return is currently set to auto. We have a selection of all our templates, but we've currently got auto chosen. What auto will do is it will try to automatically connect the codes from the two corresponding templates. Now in our example, most of these codes between the two templates on the two road strings will be identical, so it will connect them. If it cannot connect a particular code, it won't do that. Okay. Later on, we'll look at how we can override the template that's being used, but at the moment, we're going to leave that as auto. The daylight is controlled separately, so if we use auto, we are connecting all of the different codes, but the daylight is controlled separately. So we need to specify a slope for cut and fill for the daylight slope, and that's currently set, as you can see, at 1 in 2. The match code is the code which is going to have the radius applied to it. And as I said before, it's important that we have the one code which is the same so it can join one string to the other. And ETW is the typical code which we'd be using. Underneath we have horizontal geometry, and we can choose the different types of arrangement that we would like to have for this particular curb return. Now we're going to use single arc in this instance, and we have a radius value of 35, but you could go in and change this if you want. We're going to click on Create Update and have a look in the drawing as we do this. Now I've turned off the contours for total model just to give a little bit of clarity in the drawing environment. So we will turn those on shortly and have a look at Model Viewer to see the result of the change that we've made. We can zoom in on the curb return. This form is not modeless, so we do need to use the little zoom button down the bottom of the form, and you can scroll in and have a look at your curb return and press Escape to open the form back up again. You can see the sidewalk transitioning from the existing road into Road 1. The Road 1 template that we have at this particular station range has a wider footpath. You can see how the remaining codes have all connected in. Now, if you make a mistake, you can go and adjust the values. Maybe you want to make a different radius value there. Let's try 40 and click on Create Update. And the software will immediately change that for us. Let's keep the value at 35. Click on Create Update. And then on the bottom right-hand corner of the form, click on Close. Now, the Curb Return tool continues to be open. You'll see down the bottom it says select curb to edit or locate point for a new curb. So if we wanted to add another, we could do. If we wanted to edit this curb return, we can also left click somewhere in the same region that we used to create it. And the form is presented to us. You'll notice that the template, the batter slope, and the connection code can't be changed because once we've created it, we have to manage this using a couple of other tools. For the time being, click on Close. And then press Escape to finish the command. We're now going to turn on the display of the contours for Total Model to see what's happening. So go up to the Roads tab and click on Toggle Display. Remember, you can always use Surface Manager, but Toggle Display is very much a shortcut to access these tools. You'll see Total Model is listed, and currently we've got the contours turned off, so we're going to turn those on and click OK. And then we're going to see what's happened to our design in Model Viewer. So we're going to go up to the Roads tab and open Model Viewer. You can see as we zoom into the intersection, we can see how the software has neatly joined those codes together. The other side will need correcting. We are going to do that very shortly, but for the time being, let's close down Model Viewer.